We're looking forward to the Boards Gosh Under-21s hurling final. I'm joined by Tipperary bandage-thrower Liam Cahill. The elephant in the room, of course, before we even go anywhere else, is the Tipperary senior job. I know you've already said you're focusing on the Under-21s and you've no time to even be thinking about that, but would you like to be offered?
Sure, I'd be telling lies really if I said you wouldn't. When you're a tip man and you're involved in Tipperary hurling, the ultimate is when you finish playing is to be a manager of the Tipperary senior hurling team. But there's a lot of defining factors as to whether or not that role would be the right role for me to take on at present. So obviously, if I was asked, or if I am to be asked, I'll definitely give it consideration. But really, there's a lot more to it than just saying yes, to be honest. There's no question the talent is there. That's number one. You'd look at it and you'd say, have you a chance? Of course you have a chance. In Tipp we always feel we have a chance, but there would be a bit of tweaking to be involved, I suppose, around personnel and stuff like that. And again, I've said it earlier, really the appointment of the manager is a big appointment, but I think whoever is going to be on this manager's ticket will be equally as important, if not more, to whether or not there can be a resurgence in this current Tipperary squad. I was very interested in our minor team this year and our development squads who are going to be playing over the weekend as well. And that's just what I enjoy at present. I love seeing these potential young men coming up through the ranks and having all the qualities required to play for Tipp. And the thing is, that's a help. It's definitely a help, and maybe I need another while at that. I'm not sure. You have to find. I suppose it's a case of sitting down and discussing with the relevant shareholders as to what the vision is of what this new role is with Tipperary, where the county board see things going, where maybe there's areas to be tweaked. Maybe it is a more experienced manager is required. I don't know, but it is a help to be involved in underage hurling. But it's something I enjoy, and like if this Tipperary job doesn't come along, I won't be losing any sleep over it. I'll enjoy what I'm doing with the Tipp under-20s next year and keep that going.
And it's also about knowing sometimes you need to stay in your lane. Like, for example, just to quote Jeff Linsky again, because I thought it was very interesting that I asked him, would you ever be interested in senior? And he said, no way. I don't think it'd be good for me. I don't think it's right for me. It can impact your well-being, it can impact your health. He just knew what was good for him. And you can't argue. Jeff Linsky knows how to manage an underage team. So sometimes it also has to be down with, it might be very flattering to be asked to step up, but maybe sometimes it's good to know actually it's not right for me.
Yeah, and that's, if I'm being honest with you, that's where I am at the moment. It's flattering to be involved, and you're immediately saying, oh yeah, geez, you get excited about it. But there's a lot in what Jeffrey Linsky has said there. He's, and Jeffrey's record speaks for itself after winning again. He's toured All Ireland 4 years with Galway. He's a phenomenal manager, and he knows what's good for him and what's good for his players. So, and that's something, reverting back to myself, that I'll have to think about in over the next maybe 2 weeks or whatever, to see what's good for me, I suppose, as well as Tipperary.
Before though you go think about what's good for you, you do have an under-21s All-Ireland final, just a small matter of that coming up on Sunday, and you beat Galway when nobody expected you to.
Yeah, we came in under the radar again, Galway, obviously after a Munster final performance, so we were always going to be better on the day than we were against Cork. That had to happen. What happened in the Munster final was well spoken about now, and it wasn't what we were about as a panel and as a team, even though Cork were well deserving winners on the night, to be fair to them. But no, we performed well. I wouldn't say it was the ultimate performance, but we performed adequately to get the result on the night, and that's what we were looking for, a performance, and see where to take us, and thankfully it got us a result.
Cork now this time, you've already played them before. The scoreboard when they beat you in the Munster final was not flattering, to say the least. What's going to be different about this Sunday?
Well, I'm very confident that a harder working Tipperary team will turn up. I'm confident that we as a management team will have the relevant adjustments made to allow the team to be that way competitive. And we're going in here under the radar just like we did against Galway, with no real expectations. Nobody gives us a chance. The bookies have us at 4 or 5 to 1 in a 2-horse race, so that speaks for itself. So this is a Tipperary team going in with no real massive pressure, even though it's an All-Ireland final. And people tend to forget these are fellas that already have All-Ireland medals in their back pockets. So I would be hoping if we get a sniff at this going down the home straight in Limerick on Sunday evening, that we won't be far away. I think it'll be a very fast open game. I know Cork would like it to be that way. We'll do our best to try and bring it down to reduce as much space as we can. We'll bring it down to a fairly tactical, physical battle. I know we were criticised after the Munster final of being physically poor on the night, Tipp, but we have a lot of big men, as I've said, in our squad as well that didn't maybe use their physicality to the extent they're capable of doing, and I'm hoping that you'll see a much more physical, hard-working and smarter Tipperary team on Sunday evening, and hopefully we'll be able to reduce that 13-point gap. That's the whole aim, and I think if we get a massive performance, I think the Tipperary people will acknowledge that and will respect that, and I know they're going down more in hope than in confidence, but if they see a hard working Tipperary team on the field, they'll be very happy.